Hi, welcome to today's class. So our focus in this class, which is a 45-minute class, is all about hips, hip opening, hip stretching, extending, flexing, just easing out and working into those joints and muscles as much as feels good for you or as little. It's completely up to you. Have a yoga strap or a belt or something handy to help you to get into some of the stretches. We're going to be doing some nice hip openers and it will really help you to get deep into that pose. So enjoy the class, have fun, and maybe leave me some feedback. Subscribe to my channel. Have fun. Bye-bye. We're going to make a start. So coming to lying on your mats. So have your yoga strap nearby. Bring yourself to lying down. Let your spine roll down and let yourself sink down to the mat. Now you've got choices here. You can have the knees together, feet mat width. You can bring the soles of the feet together and let the knees drop out. If that's too strong for you, we're coming back to this later in class. So just stay with your knees together, feet mat width. Or extend your legs nice and long, arms by your side, and just give your hips a little wriggle. Give your shoulders a little wriggle. Find that comfortable spot. We'll be here for a few minutes where you can just let go, where you can take a deep breath in. Exhale through the nose, release the shoulders down. Inhale. And out through the nose, relax your face. In through the nose. Out through the nose, just relax every muscle in your body. And then on your next inhale, turn your head, draw your chin to one shoulder, back to center, over to the other shoulder, back to center. Engage your Uddiyana Bandha, draw those core muscles up and in as you start to bend your knees and bring your feet quite close under your knees. Now, if it's cold and you've got socks on like I have, maybe pop them off and put them to one side. Yoga is hard to do with socks unless you've got the ones that have the grippy, like rubberized bits on the bottom. Now draw your bandha in, flatten your lower back into the mat. Really pull belly button up and down and push the lower back into the mat. You'll find your butt cheeks have lifted just a teeny tiny bit. Now bring one knee up, knee above the hip, foot level with the knee. And maybe lift your head and have a little look. Is your knee over your hip or is it pulled in too far towards you? When it's directly over your hip, it makes it that little bit harder to sustain. Keep that belly button pulling up and in, flat back, bring the other leg up. Now I can see my feet are too high, so I need to drop my feet a little bit and make sure knees are over hips. Turn your palms to face upwards and just let your arms rest by your side. On your next inhale, flatten lower back, extend one foot up to the ceiling, point the toe. As you exhale, bend the knee back down. Inhale, other leg, toes really pointing up to the ceiling. And exhale, release it down. Inhale, first side. Exhale, release, relax the shoulders. Inhale, other side. Exhale, release. Now, pull your lower back into the mat one more time and just start to drop one knee out to the side. It won't go very far because you're not going to let the hips lift. And then slowly bringing it in, use the core. Other leg slowly out to the side and slowly coming back in. Coming back to the first side. Pause when the knee is coming down. See, can you extend that leg nice and straight? Point the toes. Inhale, bend knee, come back up to reverse tabletop. Slowly lower the other knee. Point the toes, straightening the leg. You'll feel that on the inner thigh. Bend the knee and bring them back to center. Once more on either side. So really important to keep your lower back pulling down as you slowly lower the knee. Straighten the leg, point the toe. Bend the knee and bring it back up. Other side out. Straighten, bend, and bringing it back. Really nice. Now, again, reset your lower back. Mine always lifts up, arches. So I have to really think about drawing all those core muscles up and in. Keep your lower back imprinted on the mat. We're going to do some toe taps, so working the hip. So super, super slowly. It doesn't matter which side you start with. Hinging down, keep the bend in the knee, tap with the big toe, and slowly bring it up. Other side, really slowly, lowering, tap with the big toe, and inhaling up. Keep your lower back on the mat as we do one more. Slow toe taps. Do not let that lower back lift. Use your core. And last time on the other side, and come back up. Put your hands on your knees. Draw the thighs into the chest. Let your heels come down. Maybe interlace your fingers around the shins and take a nice little back massage from side to side. And then pause. Release the right foot to the mat. Grab your strap and pop the strap around the ball of the left foot. We all do the same side. It's just that little bit easier with my instructions. So inhale, length, straighten that leg, push the heel up to the ceiling, pull the shoulders down. The shoulders are firmly imprinted, lower back is firmly imprinted. And then on your next inhale, can you pull on the straps? Maybe foot's going to come a little bit higher over your face. As you exhale, push the heel up, pull the toes down. Inhale, maybe more over your face. Exhale, push heel away. Last time. Inhale, deep, deep stretch down the hamstrings. Keep the leg as straight as you can. And exhale, push the heel up. Now, put both straps in the left hand. Right hand pushes the right hip down. And we're going to lower the leg, but we're not going to go very far. We're not going all the way. I want you to start lowering it. And then the minute you feel the right hip starting to lift, stop. Push the heel away, pull the toes towards you. Both hips firmly on the mat, both shoulders firmly on the mat. Now straighten the right leg. Push that right hip down a little bit more. And then slowly, keeping the leg straight, bring the leg up. Swap the strap into the right hand. Extend left arm long, palm faces up. Again, we're not coming very far. So the minute you feel your left hip start to lift, you're going to stop. So I'm about here and I can feel my hip wants to lift. There's a deep stretch on the outer left thigh. Push the heel away. Maybe pull the strap so the foot comes a little bit higher up towards your shoulder and face. Then you'll feel it down the back of the hamstrings as well. Breathing here, relax the shoulders. And then release the foot to center. Bend the knee. Release the foot, extending it long, or bent knee to start if that's more comfortable. Pop the strap around the right leg. So the strap is on the ball of your feet. Shoulders are firmly pulling down. So reach that leg up as straight as you can get it, and then let the weight of your arms pull the ball of the foot down, push the heel up. Inhale, can you pull your foot a little bit closer to your face? Exhale, push the heel away. Inhale a little bit further over your face. Exhale, push heel away. Last time, just the tiniest of moves, really teeny tiny. And then exhale, pull the ball of the foot down, push the heel away. Breathe here. See if you can extend your leg just the tiniest bit straighter. And then both straps go into the left hand, right hand. Left hand pushes the left hip down. And again, we're not coming far. It's not a deep, deep stretch. It's the minute your left hip starts to pop up, stop. Push the heel away. Pull the shoulders down. And then slowly bringing the leg up, swap straps to the left hand. And again, not coming very far. The right leg's going to come over your body and you're going to stop the minute you feel that right hip lift. And you will feel a deep stretch on the outer thigh, maybe your hamstrings. If you want to take it deeper, you can pull the foot higher up so it's more at shoulder height. That's quite strong. So do be careful. Breathing here. Deep breath in. As you exhale, can you release the tiniest bit more? And then slowly bring the leg back to center. Release the strap, bring the knees into the chest. Give yourself a hug, a rock and roll from side to side before we move to our next hip opener. Now you've got two choices here. So here, you can either extend one leg up and then you're going to lower it as far down as is comfortable, or you can use the strap. It's sometimes easier to control it if your foot's in the strap. So same action, but this time you're coming down really far. So push the opposite hip down, start to bring the leg down, and you're kind of angling the foot. So the knee and the foot are pointing up towards your shoulder, or shoulder height, shall we say. Both hips firmly on the mat. See how that feels? Deep, deep hip stretch. And then I want you to relax your shoulders. I want you to relax your leg. The only thing keeping your leg off the floor is your hand, supporting the weight of your leg. And then super slowly, use the leg rather than the strap. Start to bring the leg up, foot towards the ceiling, and bring it down. Keep the opposite knee bent because that's going to help anchor you down a little bit more. Inhale, leg up straight, either with or without the strap. And slowly, slowly bring the leg out to the side. Letting it come down as far as it will go. Do not let those hips lift. Breathing here, relax the tops of the shoulders. Deep, slow, even breaths. And then on your next inhale, bring the leg back up, either using the strap or your muscles. Release the strap, hug the knees into the chest again. And then I want you to point and flex your feet a little bit. And then I want you to circle your feet around the ankles. And then I want you to separate your knees, hands are on the knees. Draw them into the chest, push them out really wide, push them away, and bring them together and back into the chest. Inhaling in and out to the side, exhaling as you bring them back. Deep, slow, even breaths. Move quite slowly here. Really feel the hips circling. And then maybe pause, change direction. Out to the side, up and into the chest, and push them away. Big, slow circles. Enjoying the hip mobility. And then maybe just making this your last circle. Pause with your knees into your hips. Reach your hands between your legs. Take hold of the big toes with thumb, middle finger, and index finger. And then lifting the feet, draw your knees to your armpits. Push the heels up, taking your happy baby. Pausing here. You can maybe take a gentle rock from side to side if that feels nice. Massaging your back, the back of your head. And then gradually coming to a still pose. Now I want you to inhale, and as you inhale, extend your legs out to the side in a straddle pose. Keep the knees bent to get your legs extended, and then maybe work on straightening the legs a little bit once you're down here. You can do one side at a time, pushing the heels away. And then maybe sinking into a wide leg straddle pose, holding onto the big toes. Draw the shoulders down. Slide your shoulders further away from your ears. Keep hold of the big toe. And just let that deep stretch happen. Try and relax your arms, relax your hips, relax the legs, and see how deep into this you can come. And then really slowly extending your legs as straight as you can, start to bring them up together. Release the big toes and bring your arms out to a T shape, palms facing up. Flex the toes towards you and start to bring your legs out to a wide straddle. They probably won't come quite as wide as when you're holding on the toes. Now flip the toes down, lead up with the heels as you bring the legs back up together. Tap heels, tap toes. Heels lead as you come down, toes are pointing in. Once you're extended, flip the feet, coming back up, tap heels, tap toes. And last time coming down, rotate, coming back up, and wrap your arms behind your thighs. Draw the thighs into the chest for another little rock and roll here. And then starting to move up and down your spine and coming up to your comfortable cross-legged seat pose. I'm just looking down and realizing I'm wearing very clashing patterns. I've got like animal print leggings and a stripy top. Ha, never mind. It is what it is. So sitting cross-legged and try and draw your feet as close in as you can. It is fine to sit with your ankles crossed, but over time, as you start to lengthen and strengthen, you should be able to bring your feet in just a little bit more, maybe in a half lotus. My knee isn't liking that today. Hands on the thighs. Lifting up, spine is nice and long. Shoulders are down and away from the ears. Neck is long. Take a deep breath in through the nose. As you exhale, turn your head, look over one shoulder. Coming back to center. Over the other shoulder. Back to center. Looking up on the inhale. And chin to chest on the exhale. Inhale, lift up, looking up. And then start to turn your head one way. Draw your chin to one shoulder. And then draw your chin down to chest. To the other shoulder. And then back up. Drawing big circles. Easing out the neck. Maybe 3 circles going one way. And then pausing, changing direction. Inhaling up and exhaling down. And again, maybe doing 3 or 4 circles here, depending on how fast you're moving your head. And the next time you're looking up, pause and bring your gaze back to in front of you. Draw the hands to heart center. Slide the thumbs down between your breastbones. Elbows are wide. Shoulders coming up, back, and down, resetting that nice long neck. Inhale, length. And exhale, just turning to look over one shoulder. Releasing to center. Over the other shoulder. Releasing to center. And then bring your hands back to your knees. Start to unfold your legs. And we're going to bring them to a straddle again. So use your hands behind you to push yourself a little more upright. Move the flesh from your butt cheeks and maybe take hold of the inner thighs to try and get the legs that little bit wider. Pull the toes in towards you. So we're going to start off hands in front, finger pads on the floor. Keep the length in your spine and neck, and then just start to hinge forwards and pause, not coming very far in this. That little gentle rock from side to side, keep the spine nice and long, and see if you can bring your hands a little bit further forwards. Keep the length in the spine. Inhale, more length, and exhale, maybe coming a little bit further forward. Now you can stay here. If your lower back feels fine and you would like to lower your forearms, do so. If you've got yoga blocks handy, you can always put the blocks down and bring your forearms to your blocks. See what's going to feel nice for you. And then once you are in your sort of comfortable forward fold, just lower your chin to your chest. Breathing here. See if you can find a bit more length in your back to lengthen the spine. And maybe coming just that tiny bit deeper. Deep inhales and long, slow exhales. On your next inhale, lift your head. Walk your hands all the way over to the left leg. Now, you can take hold of the shin, the ankle. If you can reach the toes, great. If you can't reach your toes and you want to use the strap, you can. And what you're going to do, holding onto the leg or the strap, is you're going to draw your torso, your shoulders round. So you're facing that left foot. And maybe taking hold of the foot if you've got yourself twisted round so you can grab hold of something. Inhale, length, and same motion, coming halfway, a little rock from side to side, and then maybe folding over that leg, nose to knee. Relax the head, breathing here. Try and keep both feet firmly flexed. Try and keep both legs not long. On your next inhale, lift your head, bring your hands to the floor. Take the strap with you if you're using the strap. Walking round to the other side. Shin, ankle, top of foot or toes. See how it feels. Draw your torso, your shoulders over to the right-hand side. Inhale, length, and then slowly folding forwards. You'll feel this in the hips and the hamstrings. Inhale, length, and exhale, fold. Inhale, long, and exhale, lowering, maybe nose to knee, breathing here. And then slowly bring your hands to the floor on the inside of the right foot. Walk the hands round to in front of you. Walk your hands back towards you to bring yourself upright. Bring your hands behind you, and I want you to then lean back into your hands. Lean back, look up to the ceiling. And you can stay here. If you want that little bit more, turn your hands so the fingers are pointing forwards and then push into the hips. Come to the tops of your heels. Get your buttocks off the floor. Lift your hips up a tiny bit. Much stronger, so be careful with this one. And then slowly release. Bring your hands to your outer thighs. Draw the legs together. Soles of the feet meet. Ease them in and just take a gentle butterfly wing, flap of the wings. Nice. And then release. Take hold of the left foot and bring it outside the right thigh. We're setting up for an Ashtangi twist. So advice here, the best advice here is to grab the shin and pull it in towards you a little bit. And you want both butt cheeks on the mat so you're sitting up nice and straight. So the left foot leg is over the right, left hand behind you. And when the hand is behind you, you want to kind of feel your wrist is almost touching your butt cheek if you can. Push into the hand in your hips and lift up. Inhale, arm up, and two choices here. Either wrap the arm around the knee to come into the twist, or hook the elbow to the left side of the knee. Inhale, length, and exhale, twist. Inhale, long, and exhale, turning a little more. Inhale, length, and exhale, turn a little more, your head a little more, breathing here. Length into the spine on the inhale, and exhale, squeeze that shoulder behind you. Releasing, bring your hands to the right to derotate, and just do that. Just listen to the words and just try and work this one out. So you lean into your hands, you lift your bottom off the floor, pivot on your feet as you walk your hands all the way around behind you. Bend the knees when your hands are on the left. Yay! Sitting down, set up on the other side. Draw the shin in, pull it in quite tightly. Gonna stretch out all the muscles on this side of the hip. The tighter you bring it in. Right hand behind you, wrist kind of up against your bottom. Inhale, length. And exhale, either wrap the arm around the knee or bring the elbow outside the knee and starting your twist. Inhale, length, and exhale, turn. Inhale, exhale, squeeze that shoulder behind you. Inhale, exhale, turning just a fraction more. Breathing here. And release. Bring your hands to the left to derotate. Lift your bottom up and just set yourself up in your all fours pose. Except this time in your all fours pose, knees aren't going to be under hips. I want you to bring your knees wider, kind of like a bit of a froggy pose, if you like. And you can let them come as wide as is comfortable for you. Okay? Once your knees are quite wide, you'll feel it on the inner hip crease. Just bring your hands under your shoulders. Let your core sink down and push into your hands so your shoulders are engaged. Look down onto the floor a little bit in front of you. Let your hips sink down here, easing the inner thighs, and you can stay here. You can bring your forearms to the mat, or you could grab a block and you could rest your forehead on the mat. If you think I don't need the block, bring your elbows wide, make a pillow with your hands, lower your forehead. And just let yourself sink down. It's a very deep pose. It's a very strong pose. Just let gravity do its thing on your inner thighs and hips. Any discomfort, come out of it and take a child pose. Otherwise, we're staying here for another 5, another 4, another 3, another 2, another 1. Lifting your head, bring your hands under your shoulders, and then slowly start to bring your knees in towards each other and coming to your tabletop pose. Start drawing circles over your knees with your hips, easing out. This should feel good after that stretch. When you come forward, bring your shoulders a little bit in front of your wrists, and then maybe changing direction. And while we're doing this, I want you to think about your belly button. Can you draw it up and in? Support your lower back here. And then pause in all fours. Quick cat-cow. So drop the belly, lift the tailbone. Push into the hands. Arms are straight, arms are strong. On your next inhale, pull belly button up towards your spine as you arch up to your cat, chin to chest. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift, arching up. And exhale, release. One more time. Inhaling up. Exhale, release. Walk your hands towards the top of the mat. Tuck your toes, and we're going to lift up to our first downward dog of the day. Pedal the legs. We're not doing many sun salutations, just going to throw a couple in there with some hip extensions. So pedal it out, push one heel at a time away. And then pause. Look at your hands. Are they shoulder width? Are the fingers spread really wide? Your middle finger needs to be pointing straight forwards. Push into hands, chest to thighs. Lower the heels. Looking forward, bend the knees, stepping up to the top of your mat in your fold, folding deep over your knees. Engage your core. We're going to reverse swan dive. Really slowly, keep your chin to your chest. As your legs straighten, spine straightens. As your arms lift up, pull your belly button up and in, and keep pulling it up and in as hands come to heart center. Inhale, arms out and up, maybe a back bend. Exhale, pull the belly up and in as you swan dive, hands either side of the feet. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Step the right foot back, the left foot back. Take your plank. Lower the knees, chest and chin. Hug your rib cage with your elbows. Sliding to your baby cobra, point the toes away from you. Push to your knees, tuck toes. We're back in our downward facing dog. Left foot stays down, a right leg lifts up high. Now try and draw the right hip down a bit and pull the left hip back. Look at your hands, push into them, get your chest closer to that left thigh. Then looking forward, step or take hold behind the ankle, move that thigh forward. Drop the left thigh, flatten the left foot. Coming up onto your fingertips, can you sink your hips a little deeper? So your knees coming in front of the big toes, sinking down, stretching out the front of the left hip. And then tuck left toes, hands either side of right foot, step back and take a plank. Lower the knees, chest and chin. Inhaling cobra, push to your knees, tuck toes, downward facing dog. Right foot stays down, left leg lifts up high. Look at your hands, push into the hands, chest to thigh. Lower the heel, lift the leg. Draw left hip down a little bit, pull right hip back a bit. Looking forward, step or move the foot between your hands, lower the right knee and sink down. Feel that stretch all down the front of the right hip. If you want to take it deeper, just come forwards a little bit, but don't move the knee. Sinking deeper here, breathing here. And then hands flat, tuck right toes, step back, take your plank. Knees, chest, chin, or a chaturanga as we lower. Cobra or up dog. And then over the knees or toes, taking a downward facing dog. Left foot stays down, right leg lifts up again. And again here, look at your hands. Push your chest to your thighs. Can you lift the leg but pull the right hip down a little bit? Now bend the right knee. Rotate the knee up to the ceiling. Your heel is by your left butt cheek. Look underneath the right arm. You can stay here or coming onto the left foot, bring right foot down behind you, lifting up to a wild thing. Lift the hips up to the ceiling. Lifting up, maybe looking up, breathing here. And then coming back to your three-legged dog. Looking forward, sweep the right knee behind the right wrist. Lower the left knee, flatten the left foot. First of all, coming up onto the pads of your fingers, arching your back, looking up. And then slowly, with control, either pop a block underneath your forehead or make a pillow with your hands, elbows come wide, take a pigeon pose. Easing out that hip. So things to think about here. Elbows are wide. Relax the tops of the shoulders. Make sure your left hip is not resting on your right foot. You'll need to slide that left leg back a little bit or just your right foot if you are. And just let go on the hips, your back sinking down. This should feel really nice on your right hip, your butt cheek, your thigh. Breathing here. On your next inhale, lift your head. Bring your hands shoulder width. Coming up onto the fingertips again, arching your back, looking up. And then hands flat. Tuck left toes, lift that right leg up to your three-legged dog and release it down. Give your legs a pedal, lifting the hips, chest towards your thighs. And then coming to your still downward facing dog. Right foot stays down, left leg lifts up high. Your opposite heel will always lift when you come to three-legged dog. So look at hands, spread fingers, push into hands, chest to thighs. Lift the leg, but pull the left hip down, pull right hip back. Can you lower your right heel a really tiny bit? Bend left knee, heel to butt cheek. Rotate the leg open, knee up to the ceiling, look under your left arm. You can stay here or bringing left foot behind you, reaching up, arching up, taking your wild thing, also known as fallen angel by some people, or fallen star. Breathing here for another 3, 2, 1, and then left hand to the mat, left leg up in your three-legged dog. Sweep left knee behind left wrist. Slide right leg long away from you. Now, the correct way to do this is to take hold of the left foot, bring it parallel to the front of the mat, and then come down. The minute I let go of my foot, it always pings back. So give it a try. If it doesn't stay, it doesn't matter. You're still going to get the lovely stretch. Fingertips on the mat, arching the back, looking up, pull your belly button up and in. Strong back bend. And then slowly with control, start to bring yourself down. You can pop your forehead on a block or make a pillow with your hands, elbows wide. Sink down into your lovely, lovely pigeon pose. Enjoy that hip stretch. Relax your shoulders. Relax your hips in as far as you can. Relax the right leg, the right hip. Try and relax your arms. Try and relax your back, your belly. Breathe in here. And then on your next inhale, lift your head. Hands come shoulder width, back up onto fingertips as you arch, looking up. Tuck right toes, and we're back up in our three-legged dog. Bring the left foot to the mat. Bring your knees to the mat. Flatten your feet and just sit back for a moment on your heels. We're going to come to dolphin pose. If you want to come to a headstand, I know you like doing headstand, Joe. We've got a few minutes for like a bit of play. But the rest of us, we're all going to be doing dolphin, and we're going to try doing three-legged dolphin, working those hips a little bit more. So bring your forearms to the mat and interlace your fingers. And you're going to push down on your little fingers and the lower edge of your arms. Tuck your toes and lift your hips up. Now, full dolphin, we're going to come forward, shift your weight forwards, nose in front of your hands, pushing back into the forearms, coming back. We'll do that 2 more times. Inhale, coming forwards. Exhale, push it back. Inhale, forwards, and exhale back. Now, keep pushing down into your forearms. Lift your left leg up high. You'll feel this on the front of the right thigh. Breathe through it. Can you lift that leg a little higher? And release. Right leg lifting up. Keep pushing into your forearms and release the right foot down. Bring the knees to the mat, flatten your feet. Lower yourself down, sweep your arms behind you. Take a moment in child pose. Lower your forehead, relax your arms. And then on your next inhale, start to lift your head, lifting yourself up. Bring your hips to the mat and extend your legs long in front of you. Nice. We're going to come to Navasana next. If you want to come into it with straight legs, it is much harder because you would just lift the legs up and come straight to your Navasana. Otherwise, bending the knees, sinking back, draw the knees in, release the arms. Reach the arms up, looking up, pull the knees into the chest. Strong core for this one. And then just keep the feet together, bring the knees out wide. Take hold of your big toes. On your next inhale, extending the legs out. Balancing bear, wide straddle legs. So you've got to get the point at which you're pulling your feet up towards you, but your toes are pushing against your hands. And just find that central balance spot. It does come eventually. You have to suck your belly button up and in and pull the shoulders down and away from ears. Find your balancing bear here. It's a tough one. And then to deepen it, start to bring the legs together. Full Navasana. Keep the legs as straight as you can. Release the hands, rolling over like me. Looking up. And then catch behind the thighs. Slowly, slowly bring yourself down to the mat. Draw the knees in to your chest to give them a little hug, a little squeeze, a little rock from side to side. And then release the feet to the mat. Have your feet quite close to your buttocks, walking them in. Can you reach your heels with your fingertips? Pausing here. T-shape your arms and slowly start to lower the knees to one side. Lowering them as far as is comfortable. Turn your head the other way. Now push into the opposite foot on the mat to deepen that twist, to extend the stretch down the front of the hip. Lengthen the hips. Inhale, slowly bring your spine down, bring the knees up. Exhale, slowly lower them the other way. Push into the opposite foot to push that hip up. Gaze is towards the opposite outstretched hand. And release it down. One more time on each side. Move slowly. This should be a really nice stretch. Push into the foot to lift the hip. Exhale, release. Slowly to the other side. Ease it out. Push into the foot, arching up. And then release it down. Now for Shavasana today, I'd like everyone to take Supta Baddha Konasana. So if you've got your strap and it's in a loop, you can use this. You might not need it. Essentially, soles of the feet come together, knees drop out to the side. If you want the strap around your thighs and shins to support the weight of your legs, feel free to do so. I might actually do that because that feels quite nice. You'll have to adjust the strap that it's going to support the weight of your legs. And then just let the knees drop out to the side. Relax the knees, relax the legs. Arms by your sides, palms facing up. You might need to adjust your hips a little bit, maybe your shoulders. Close your eyes, tuck chin to chest, and just breathe. Deep inhale. Exhale through the nose. Relax your legs. Inhale. And as you exhale, relax the shoulders. Deep breath in. And relax your arms. Deep inhale. And exhale. Relax your face. Breathing at your own pace. Maybe counting in your head, even length breath. Relax everything on the exhale. And then very slowly start turning your head, chin to one shoulder, back to center, chin to the other shoulder, back to center. Bring your hands to your outer thighs and slowly ease the knees back up together. Remove the strap if you've been using one and extend your legs long on the mat, feet and knees together. Inhale, arms up overhead to take a full body stretch. Stretch the left side a little more, the right side a little more. Point the feet, flex the feet, reach the arms further, and then slowly bring one knee into the chest, the other knee, give them a little squeeze, rolling onto your side, pushing yourself up to your comfortable cross-legged seat pose. Bringing your hands to heart center. Inhale, hands to the third eye. And exhale, folding forwards. Namaste.